Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, July 3rd, 2018, 5:51 p.m., and we will now begin the Compton City Council meeting. If you could all please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita. Here. Galvan. McCoy.
Here.
Sharif.
Here.
Mayor Brown.
Here. We will now proceed forward with public comments on agenda and non-agenda items. Mr. David Irons.
David Irons. Hey. Now I forgot what I was going to say. David Irons reside in Compton. I'm about to lose my house. And I'm losing it deliberately because my taxes went up so much. So I'm moving from Compton to Rosewood. I grew up on 138th Street. That's Compton. 139th Street is Rosewood. So I'm moving over there. I'll be part of the Compton Unified School District. That's what. Compton is smaller than Compton Unified School District. So therefore, I'm moving to Rosewood. I need to go to a bigger place that got less property taxes. And another thing is, I got this thing, anti-gentrification, Compton anti-gentrification, and anti-redevelopment committee. And this gentrification is making people homeless, and the city can stop gentrification. They don't have to go along with that stuff. So right now, another thing I want you not to tear down, this is an appeal to the city, don't tear down the bowling alley. Let us have some kind of recreation in the city of Compton. We could redo that. We could go inside. The building is already built, and it is structurally sound because it's a prefab building. Sometimes people don't understand construction. I know how to retrofit. I know how to frame. I know how construction, and I have real estate license. And all I'm asking you not to tear down that building. We need someplace to have entertainment, someplace to have artwork. We need that for our community. You didn't tear down the bowling alley. I mean, it's no longer there, but you haven't torn it down. But the walk-in theater is gone. The drive-in theater is gone. Hey, I took my children to the drive-in theater. They was talking about tearing down the Compton Municipal Stadium, and we made that a historical landmark. We even had a bathroom put in the park. And you was there, Agent Brown, Miss Mayor Agent Brown, and Miss Zarita. When we protested, we got it. Because it's not good for the children to go into the bushes and the women go into the bushes to use the restroom.
Thank you, Mr. Irons. Mr. Mohammed Mubarak.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Good evening.
I cannot tell any of you what to do, but I got a grand idea that I know would work that I'd like to suggest to you. When we first moved to Compton, 1959, and I was going to George Washington Elementary, we stayed on Elm Street off of Wilmington. That was a part of Compton that was bordering to us with the west side and the east side. They had a theater on Compton Boulevard, Compton Theater. We used to watch some scary movies over there. 13 Ghosts, House on the Haunted Hill. Compton Boulevard was a place where we could go to get entertainment. When we moved in 1965 to 135th and Stanford on the west side, we saw on Central Avenue the bowling alley that was owned by Whitley Lewis and Dudo's Music Center, owned by Dootsy Williams. Two black men that were entrepreneurs that made this town exciting, a place where we could go to get entertainment. It's a nice part of town. Now I suggest, this is an idea. You guys have been talking about a performing arts center. That is the best place to put it. Instead of tearing that place down, build the performing arts center right there. It's got plenty of parking. And it's in a nice part of Compton. I'm just saying. It would uplift the area. It would be right on Central Avenue, the big boulevard, where everybody comes and goes. I'm just saying. I can't tell you what to do. You guys can think about it, though. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Mubarak. Mr. Holyfield.
Good evening to the mayor, city council staff, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benjamin Holyfield, and I'm the president of the Compton Business Chamber of Commerce. And I agree with what's been said. As a matter of fact, those are the three points I'm going to speak on. And a family restaurant is what we need, a sit-down restaurant. We used to have that, and we need that again. We can have fine food. And another thing we need is entertainment. We can have jazz and various music situations. And that would be, the facility on Central Avenue would be perfect for that type of, for those type of programs that I just mentioned. And also, we need to, number 8, I would urge you to renew the contract. And number 8, for the youth bill people. That's one of the best programs in the city, by the way. One of the best. And a lot of you, most of you, see their work all the time, but perhaps don't know that particular area of it. But they teach the young people to build entrepreneurships. And it's working. And then how to get a job, get your high school diploma and so forth. So that program is needed. Please consider it and expand their lease or whatever they need help. And let me say again, when I came, there was jazz, and we enjoyed ourselves, and we partied and all that. I haven't done that in a long time now because we don't have the facilities. Please bring them back. In a fine, sit-down restaurant, family restaurant, where we can come together as a family and enjoy good food again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Holyfield. There's one person that signed up, but I can't read their writing, so if you've signed up, feel free to come forward for public comment. Ms. Boone, would you like to speak?
7/25/17, this nonprofit came before you.
Ms. Boone, if you can pull the microphone down.
I'm sorry. On 7/25/17, this nonprofit came before you, and they asked to lease the old Dollar Hide for 5 years. And councilperson in District 1 questioned it. And then it went to a year. But Youth Build also asked to go into that building. But Miss Sarah Silva, whatever her name is, the owner of the nonprofit, made a comment that she was prepared to rehab the facility to move forward. And she further added that this was a stopgap measure, which would just allow her to open her doors to serve the youth while her organization located to a more permanent facility. But today, she's back at item number 8 and asking for a 5-year lease. But this was not her statement in 2017. So my question to you as council members is that when do you require a nonprofit to provide proof as to what their services are and how they are providing service to the community? Because I don't know what service this nonprofit is doing. There was a comment made by Ms. Brown on that same day that this was a nationally recognized program. And when I looked this program up, it's not a nationally recognized program. In 2017, it had only been around for like 2 years. And it wasn't nationally recognized. I didn't know it that particular night, but I do know it now. You know, we have so many nonprofits here in the city, but we don't have a chamber that has them listed. We can't even refer them to the people here. Well, we do need to find out what type of services that they're providing to our people here in Compton, because our people in Compton can't go out to other cities and ask for services. Then the other thing is that I've asked this council on several occasions, because you guys are policymakers, to create a policy where an elected official cannot have a nonprofit here in the city, because it is a conflict. Just like tonight, you guys are going to vote on this, and this is a contract, an agreement, a law-binding agreement between you and the city, between us and the city. And in the charter 1205, an elected official cannot have any kind of financial agreement between it. So, you know, I'm asking you guys need to create a policy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boone. Ms. Kay, would you like to speak?
Hello, my name is Carmen Capanis. I just want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. And I just want to say that Youth Build is one of the best organizations that I've known in Compton. They help children, young people, if they didn't graduate from high school, they can get a diploma there. And they do wonders with the children there. And they find jobs for them, and it's a great organization. I would just hope that you would renew their lease. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Henry. Are there any other members of the public that wish to speak?
Craig Henry, resident, City of Compton. Again, I always talk about facts. Youth Build is a nationally recognized program. Volunteers of America has a Youth Build project that's we operate out of North Hollywood with federal dollars. So it is a nationally and has been around for many, many, many years. Youth Build is not new. Sarah Silver back there, hi Sarah, and I have partnered together in many, many programs where we have housed some of the youth that they've worked with. We've even referred some of our youth to them for construction training, for classroom training. They run an excellent program. And I'm speaking on what I know because Compton Youth Build is one of my collaborative partners, as I am one of theirs. They run a very good program. And if given the opportunity to receive an extension or a longer lease, I think it would benefit the city of Compton and the ages of 16 to 24-year-olds that they're servicing within the city. When you look at nonprofits and you look at the amount of services that are being offered to what is considered a TAY, transitional age youth population, there are very few. I believe that Sarah is probably the only one within the city of Compton that is offering to that population. So when we get up here and we state things that are not factual, it can be binding to, or it could be really devastating to a business as well as to the youth in this community. Youth Build has been around for years. The Department of Labor has a Youth Build program. Youth Build USA is a Youth Build program. This isn't new, and it is all about the upward bound for youth within our communities. And the population that they serve, our Youth Build serve, is a at-risk population. Youth who are at risk of dropping out of high school and becoming involved in gangs, Youth Build grabs them, gets them into a high school diploma program or a GED program, along with a trade program, to learn a trade to keep them off the street. So that's some of the facts about Youth Build. Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, you've already spoken. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you. Thank you. You've already spoken on tonight. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. You've already spoken, and I've asked that you would maintain order, as you've already exhausted your 3 minutes. And now you're being disruptive, so this is a warning. Thank you. Madam City Clerk? Councilwoman Sharif?
Madam Mayor, I don't normally do this, but one of the things that I did this past weekend, one of the events I attended, was the Youth Build graduation. And what I look at is that it's been something that I think is that when you have students that have not been able to get through the process as far as high school, and they have that second chance, Youth Build really does give them that second chance. I was stood there, I was sitting there, and I listened to these young women and young men as they were speaking about their life and what has happened to them, the challenges and everything that they have in their life, and for them to come back now and to be able to get a high school diploma and be able to get themselves started all over again. I think, to me, that is something to be commended, and we have a lot of our students that may not be able to get through this high school process, but when you have programs there that actually say, look, you guys, you do have a second chance, let me help you. And we're there to help them. I think this is what we are really obligated to do as a community. And that's why, like I said, is that I do support the program because I watched them for years. And I attended the graduation this past weekend. And to me, I was really impressed with what I'm seeing here with the students that's coming back. So I do appreciate them doing this.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sharif. Madam City Clerk?
We're at consent agenda.
Consent items are routine and expected to be non-controversial. They will be acted upon by the council at once without discussion unless a council member requests for an item to be removed or discussed.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 2 under boards and commissions is the appointment of the Mayor Pro Tem, which goes to Councilwoman Emma Sharif.
So moved.
I'll second from the chair. Discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 3 under City Manager's Report is a request of the Los Angeles County Register Recorder's Office to waive all fees for the use of the Dollar High Community Center for poll worker training for the November 6th statewide election. Requested dates October the 14th and October the 28th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
U.S. City Attorney's reports.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council. There are 2 items proposed for discussion in a closed session. It's under the exception of conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, 2 potential cases pursuant to California Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection B. Requested a motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 5 under unfinished business is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Compton regulating all off-site and on-site alcohol sale point land uses, and this is to waive the reading.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
And on the item,
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Mr. City Manager, actually, Mr. City Attorney, can you just provide a brief summary for the benefit of the public? We know that this is a carryover from last week's hearing, but just to refresh those that may not be aware of this item.
Yes, last week we had a public hearing to discuss this ordinance, and the first reading was last week. This is an ordinance for liquor sales in the city of Compton and convenience stores. It has square foot limitations for new stores coming into the city. And for existing stores, it creates a performance standards, keeping the area clean, reducing noise around the facilities, etc., for existing sites that sell alcohol.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Any additional discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif. Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 6 is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Compton amending section 18-2.9 of chapter 18 of the Compton Municipal Code to clarify city park hours of operations, and this is to waive the reading.
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
On first reading,
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Mr. City Attorney, do you mind giving a summary of this item as well?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor. A few weeks back, we had discussion from our Parks and Recreation Director that we were unable to secure the facilities when the park closes. We had employees leaving the parks at 8 p.m., but the park closing at 10 p.m. This ordinance revises the number to 8 p.m. so that employees can secure the facilities when they leave. If there is a city-sponsored event or there is a permit, a written permit given to someone for an authorized activity, they'd be allowed to stay past 8 p.m. But if there's no activity going on, it would close at 8 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney.
And, and open up again at 6 a.m.
Thank you. Any discussion? And I would just add that this would make the city of Compton consistent with most cities surrounding us where the park is open at daybreak and it closes pretty much at sunset, which is 8 p.m.
So, Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
will we be, once this, after the readings and it goes into effect, if that's the council's choice, hopefully we'll have signage at the same time to post, to put the people on notice in the parks, Mr. City Manager?
Yes.
So we should start ordering those now.
So Public Works is in the audience, so the director knows to start preparing the signage for those, for the parks.
Madam Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, those parks that have the gates that you can call, some of them are broken, so we
Yes.
also please make sure that they're repaired so that they can lock the gate.
Thank you. And I would just lastly add, thank you, Councilwoman Zarita, for that, and Councilwoman McCoy. Mr. City Manager, that we've discussed having some of the park rules also posted, and so
Yes.
this will be a great opportunity to not only post the new hours, but also some of the regulations regarding the park with the new signage.
Right.
Thank you. Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 7 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, authorizing the city manager to enter into legal services retainer agreements for fiscal years 2018-19 and 2019-2020.
So moved.
Discussion?
Yes. Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. City Manager, can you just give the community a brief summary of this?
Madam Council Member and Mayor, this item is actually brought to you by the city attorney. It's something that the city does on a routine basis. One of the questions that came up early on, about 4 meetings ago, was an attorney for the city council. So I'll read this in summary. The charter.
You know, then we'll refer to the city
Okay.
attorney.
Okay, thank you. City Council, this is an item that does come before you on a routine basis. What I have done is identify firms with specific specialties. They're experts in particular areas that assist my office on an as-needed basis. And I have placed a below-market ceiling on the hourly rate that's charged by the firms. They, right now, we don't have a firm over $300 an hour. I believe that average firms in the Los Angeles area are well over $400 an hour as an average and higher. So I think the residents can have some comfort that these are below market rates, and they assist me with the funds that are in my budget on an as-needed basis.
So this is what comes to us annually, where you use different firms
Correct.
to assist with special items. Okay, I got you.
Thank you. Any additional discussion?
One last thing.
Yes, ma'am.
But the budget for these outside attorneys are in our budget that the council adopted last week?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any additional discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif. Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 8 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, authorizing the city manager to execute a 5-year lease agreement between the City of Compton and Youth Empowerment Services, Inc. for office space at the Old Dollar Hyde Center, located at 1108 North Oleander Avenue.
So moved.
Discussion? Mr. City Manager, could you just give a summary of this item for members of the public?
Mayor and Council, this item is brought to you for Youth Build, who currently occupies the space at the Old Dollar Hyde at 1108 North Oleander. They are requesting additional space and a continuation of their lease, totaling 9,502 square feet. They are proposing $1 per square foot lease agreement with a 12% cap for years 6 through 10 and years, another 12% cap from 6 through 15. So totaling over the last 10 years will be a 24% cap on the rental increase. And the first 5 years with a 2 5-year extension for the rental beginning August 1st, 2018, carrying through July 31st, 2023 for occupation of the space that they currently occupy now.
So this is a 5-year lease agreement or a 10-year lease agreement?
It'll total 15 years, actually. So it's a 5-year lease agreement with 2 5-year extensions.
So it's a 5-year agreement, a 5-year lease, and does it have to come before the council after the 5th year for approval of the 5-year
Of the
extension?
increase, of the extension, and then also the increase.
Okay.
Yes. And then for the members of the public, Mr. City Manager, could you just confirm the annual rent that the city will receive from the lease?
So the first year's rent, it's approximately $9,500 per month, totaling $114,000 annually for this particular space. And the following years will be almost $100,000 more than that if you go to the full 12%.
Okay.
And one last question, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
With the Dollar Heights Center, with the additional space that they're requesting, is there any space left in the center now, or will this be, will this take up the entire center now? Will it all be leased out?
There's no more space left, Mr. General? Okay. So General Services is saying that there is actually no more space left in the old Dollar High.
Once this is approved?
Yes.
Any additional discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 9 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, approving and adopting the annual appropriation limit for fiscal year 2018-19.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. Mr. City Manager?
Mayor and Council, this item is brought to you by the Controller. This is a legislative or legal requirement of the city to establish the GAN limit. The GAN limit was established initially by Prop 4 and then reevaluated with Prop 111 in June of 1990. The proposition provided new adjustment formulas for which made the limit more responsive to local growth issues. The annual growth factors for the city's appropriation limit is as follows. It calculates the inflation factor, which includes a percentage change in the California per capita income. And Department of Finance has provided that particular data for us. And also the population factor, which includes a percentage of change in the population in the city of Compton. Utilizing the above factors, the appropriation limit for the fiscal year 2018-19, the maximum is $105,931,000. The proceeds of those taxes are $44,120,000. The city's well within the appropriation limit, and we are under that appropriation amount by $61 million.
Thank you.
By how much?
$61,811,000. Yes.
Any additional discussion? Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 10 is a resolution of the City Council, City of Compton, authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Progressive Land Clearing, DBA Thomas Demolition, for the demolition of structures at 1950 North Central Avenue in the amount of $192,896.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I have just a couple of comments.
Yes,
Mayor.
ma'am.
So, just so the people are clear, someone came up and talked about keeping the building. Sometimes you gotta let go. And this building is, my mother used to work at that building, and my mother is 82. She was a cocktail waitress back when it was a Dudo's nightclub, and that's probably gotta be 70 years, 75 years ago. So, and I mean, it's the same structure. And then now, the problem with the structure is we have a homeless community that has just taken over the facility, and there's almost nothing you can do. When you board up the outside of the building to secure it, then they tunnel in through the roof of the building. And I think it's been an eyesore in the community for at least 30 years. It's probably been vacant 25, 30 years. So I'm hoping that that would be one of the last, about the second last pieces of land in the first district of the city of Compton to be developed. So the reason to demolish it is to free up staff, free up the community, the surrounding community. You are being, it's become a nuisance. So you have the folks that are living in the building rent-free. They're barbecuing at night. We've had small structure fires. They've had extension cords tunneled from the homeowners on Stockwell and 134th Street. They've even tunneled into the folks' cable. I mean, it's really nothing you can do at this point but demolish the building. So I'm hoping that this item, if approved by the council tonight, doesn't take as long to execute as getting the item to the agenda. I'm hoping that we can move forward as speedy as possible to move on to something new and beautiful there. You know, you have to think. I went to a groundbreaking today on El Segundo and Central. El Segundo and Central. I had to think about where I was. And this was where the U.S. storage facility will be. And they anticipate 9 months. They're going to say 12 months just to stay on track. But when the people in the surrounding area that fenced but the property, they panic. They're like, oh my God, we're gonna have a storage building here. It's gonna be a structure. You can't see over it. It's 2 or 3 levels high. But they forgot. They got so comfortable with the dilapidated buildings, with the steel and the metal falling apart, that they got comfortable. And sometimes you have to educate the community on change and enhancement. And when I took my oath here in the clerk's office, my oath, I vowed to enhance the quality of life for the citizens of Compton. And I think development and enhancement and development of buildings that are 100 years old, it satisfies me, and I feel that I have upheld my oath that I took to be a council person here. So when you talk about change, just think about it. And I'm going to just talk one more minute here, Mayor. So just when you think about the Brickyard, when you guys pass by the Brickyard and how beautiful it is and how beautiful Sam Littleton Street is, it's double wide, there's no bumps, it's lit up. And then when you go back to the street behind it, Stanford, I think it is. I can't think of the name of the street. Stanford behind the Brickyard. It's double wide. We still have some homeless issues there, but the street is nice. But once we finish a few more developments over there, we'll have all that cleaned up. But you got to accept change. You got to accept development. You got to accept enhancement. And I remember the people, when I was talking about the Brickyard, the community thought that they were in panic. They were like, oh my God, what is this Brickyard development going to do to our property value? And I was like, are you kidding me? You got over a $40 million project going in your backyard, and maybe more than that, going in your backyard. It can only enhance your community. It can only enhance your property value. So to talk about the Brickyard, I mean the old bowling alley, the old skating ring, the old doodles, all this was one building that we have all lived through. Let's celebrate that. Hopefully it will be developed into something very beautiful in that community. That's what I'm hoping for. So, let's just take our pictures, and it's the same way with the swap meet. Sometimes you just got to move on and things change. So hopefully you all will be patient and support whatever is going to go in that old bowling alley. I don't even know if we can still call it the old bowling alley. It haven't been a bowling alley in so long. It's been a few things since the bowling alley. It was the skating ring, and then after that it was the hair product place. for years. I can't remember the name of the hair product. Yeah, you know, hair product place for a while. So, you know, it's time to let go, get something new, get something beautiful, get some revenue for the city. I'm hoping for some housing, but, you know, whatever goes there, we'll bring it to the people, and it'll be something really nice. It'll be much better than what's there now. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any additional discussion? Roll call.
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Item number 11 is being removed per city manager, so we're at council comments.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Councilwoman Zarita?
Yeah, I'll just be really quick. I didn't know we were going to get the comments that quick because I could have saved it. But I just want to, for my 10 minutes of time, but I wanted to invite everyone out to something else that I've been wishing for and waiting for since I've been on the council, and I've been on the council almost 8 years now, and that's the, I'm gonna call it redevelopment, because it's not the development, but it's redevelopment of Seabury Park. So I've been waiting on that ever since I got on this council, and it's actually coming to fruition now. So July 21st, I want everybody to mark on their calendars. We've been working very hard on this committee to make sure that this is something very special. And it's at 9 a.m. at Seabury Park, which is on El Segundo and Compton Avenue. So we're going to have, it's a joint venture. We're going to have the Major League Baseball will be there. They're going to have, it's T-ball, right? It's T-ball, so bring your little kids out. They're going to have, we're bringing enough things for 300 kids. We're going to have baseball bats. You know, when Major League come, they come big, and Daryl Miller is bringing out some of his partners that he played baseball with, baseball T-shirts, hot dogs. We're going to even have a food giveaway, music, a whole lot of things. So I want you guys to all come out, and it's a family event. You know, everything I do is a family event. So bring your kids, your grandmothers, whoever you want to bring out to participate. It's at 9 a.m. at Seabury Park, and we'll be done by 10:30, 11 o'clock. We were hoping it was going to be really hot. We're going to try to get in and get out. And with the school district board member, President Makai Ali, we're all doing a joint venture on this project to make it be really big, really special. And hopefully everything is moving smooth, on track. And, you know, we're coming to almost to the end of this session for us as a council person. So I want to remind everyone to save the date for the 7th annual breast cancer walk for a cure. That'll be October 13th. You know, it gets bigger and bigger every year, so those of you that are going to come out and support your family, your loved one, or whoever you may want to come out and support, or just come out to come out. That'll be at 7 a.m. and get there early. I would suggest to get there early, get there 6 o'clock, 6:30. Anybody that wants to volunteer, we still have the need for volunteers. You can contact my office at, I don't even know the number. It's 310-605-5510. You know, when you got these telephones, my God, don't lose your phone. Thank you, Madam Clerk. So 310-605-5510. So come out, come volunteer, but I'll see you at Seabury Park. Thank you, and everybody, please be safe, be sane. I know you have fun with the fireworks. I'm not really a real big fan of fireworks. When I was a young girl, I think I was about 12 or something, I got burnt really bad by fireworks. I was in a cast for the rest of the summer, so I'm not that big on fireworks. But be careful. I would just recommend that everybody tonight, when you go home or go outside, water down your house, get up tomorrow, water down a little bit. Things are dry. You know, we've been in a drought. We didn't want to water too much. So just be careful, have fun, eat a lot, and see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. I want to thank staff for the Compton Creek cleanup on this past Saturday. They did an amazing job as always. They come out and they just support always, and so I want to thank everyone that participated on Saturday with the creek cleanup. We are committed to maintain that creek and keep it clean, so thank you guys. And I attended the Visalia Block Club block party on this past Saturday. I want to thank the committee. They did an excellent job. They had everything you could think of. They had cotton candy, popcorn, snow cones, everything. And they had the children. It's just wonderful when you see the children out having fun in a safe environment. So thank you. And I attended the Flavor Fest at the YAL, so that was great. Thank you for just bringing people together, families together. And let's see, I am having a homeless outreach and resource fair on Friday, July the 20th from 10 to 1 at Tragnew Park, 2121 West Alondra. We will have resources, vendors, health screening, mobile showers, entertainment, refreshment, and more. For more information or if you'd like to participate, please contact my assistant, Vanita Aussonet, at 310-605-5612. Again, that's 310-605-5612, and that will be Friday, July the 20th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Tragnew Park. And let's see, I want to wish everyone a happy Independence Day. Be safe and enjoy your family, and just be safe. And Mayor, I want to adjourn in memory of Gregory Terrell, a longtime Compton resident who passed away, and Laurel Darden, which is the brother-in-law of our Assistant City Manager, Lawrence Adams, and the brother of former Mayor Evelyn Adams.
Thank you.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman McCoy. Councilwoman Sharif?
Thank you, Mayor Brown. I will be hosting Compton's Quarterly Business Roundtable on Wednesday, July the 25th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Dollar High Community Center. This is an opportunity for you to network with local businesses, meet law enforcement, and city staff. Our guest speakers are David Ford from the Southern California Edison, Cecil McGlynn of the GSR Corporation, and Deborah Watson-Triggs of State Farm Insurance. A light lunch will be served, so please come out and join us. This weekend, I had the opportunity to attend the Flavor Fest at the YAL Center. I really want to thank them for they did a magnificent job there with the children and making sure the families was there. And so it was really nice. So I do appreciate them being a part and making sure this took place. But I also attended the PBS Soft Cal program there at the Dollar High Community Center. And I had an opportunity to read to a lot of the young people that was there. The families really enjoyed the event. They had a lot of great vendors there that was there working with the parents and also making sure that the children had a lot of different things. So they face painting and a lot of different things. So it was really great. So I really want to thank them for coming out and also being a part of it and working and being a part of this community as well. And I did attend the Visalia Block Club, Ms. Barrow. And she had a really nice crowd of people there. It was really nice. The kids was having a great time. I had a really nice time. I got a chance to, for a while, I hadn't eaten all day, so I got a chance to sit back and relax and eat. So it was good. So I really enjoyed being over there with them. And also, Mr. City Manager, I did speak with you earlier today. Could you please give me an update and let me know when the wire would be in for the to fix the streets there on Alondra, and that's between Santa Fe and Mayo.
Will do. I spoke to the controller's office today. That paperwork was sent upstairs to the controller's office from Public Works, so we're researching that now, and I should get back to you in the next 48 hours.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to close in memory of Samantha Smith. she's a longtime resident of the 4th District, and I really want to say, extend my sympathies and my condolences to the Smith family. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sheree. I'll also be very brief. Just want to congratulate, again, Hub Radio for the successful Hub Radio Flavor Fest, and we were sponsors with the city as well as the YAL and other community organizations, so it's great to see people coming together and enjoying themselves. Also, upcoming Monday, July 16th at Dollar High Community Center from 7 to 9 p.m., we have the Keep It Colorful Compton Conference. Erica Alexander, who is an actress with the sitcom Living Single, she also played in Get Out. She's an actress and co-founder of Color Farm Media. She's assembling people to talk about stories that we're telling in our communities, and as well to provide a platform to get them out into the world. And so she's partnered with Seed and Spark and Color Farm Media, and they're focused on increasing representation in the film industry, which is a joint initiative that was just launched. And they're focusing on providing representation for people of color. And so you can come out, it's free, and you can learn more about how to get your screenplays out into the industry, as well as how to partner with great production companies. Actually, on Thursday, July 26th, we have the 1-year anniversary of Compton Open Mic. So please come out and celebrate with the community. It's starting at 8 p.m. at the Dollar High Community Center. And lastly, for many of us, I don't think any of us are left in the dark on this one. LeBron James is now a Laker.
Don't clap. Please don't.
I couldn't go anywhere without people celebrating. I mean, I couldn't get a parking pass or anything, but everyone's happy. But the interesting fact that I learned is that him signing his $154 million contract also will create an estimated $300 million investment into our local economy. And so this is going to be a great boost for the LA area and region. And also yesterday, July 2nd, was the 54th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which ended segregation in public spaces and banned employment discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, and is considered one of the crowning legislative achievements of the civil rights movement. First proposed by President John F. Kennedy, it survived strong opposition from Southern members of Congress. It was then signed into law by Kennedy's successor, Lyndon B. Johnson. And I just would like to note that last week I had the opportunity to attend the Measure P Oversight Committee meeting, and the city attorney and our city controller were there, and also our city manager joined us, ready to operate the meeting. We had several community members in attendance as well, but unfortunately we did not have a quorum because we did not have enough members of the actual committee in attendance. And so I understand that staff worked really hard to confirm, and they did not estimate that we would not have a quorum. And we have been trying to get this oversight meeting on the books and completed for quite some time. And so I'm requesting that we bring an item forward for the council to consider appointing alternates to the committee as well, so that we would have an opportunity to, in the event that one of our appointees is unavailable, we can also request that our alternate attend for them. So requesting that come back for the council. Mr. City Attorney, please.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. And also, just a reminder for the city manager, one of the components that we've requested for Measure P is a city webpage detailing the projects that Measure P is funding. And I know that staff is working diligently on bringing forward the 5-year Measure P spending plan, as well as what has been spent so far at the receipt of Measure P. And so I just want to ensure that once that report is completed, we also provide this information on the website for our residents to be able to track their tax dollars. I think that transparency and accountability is really important, and that will be a great tool for us all. And Measure P has been instrumental in helping to fund graffiti abatement, street repairs, street paving, light repairs, park repairs. We're celebrating the Seabreeze Park groundbreaking. Measure P had a piece of was also an investing part in that project, and so most projects require a team of funds, and so Measure P has really helped to bring some of these projects to life that have been on the shelf for some time. So I'd like to be able to showcase what the taxpayers are actually investing in their community. And we will close in the memory of Gregory Terrell, Laurel Darden, and Samantha Smith. Oh, excuse me, we will recess. May we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy.
Yes.
Sharif.
Yes?
Mayor Brown.
Yes. Thank you all. Report out from the city attorney.
Madam Mayor, City Council, we have just concluded a closed session discussion, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation. Present in closed session was the entire council with the exception of Councilman Galvan. Two potential cases discussed, no reportable action taken. The discussion was pursuant to California Government Code Section 54956.9B. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Thank you. May we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson McCoy.
Yes.
Sharif.
Yes?
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.